Alright guys, and welcome back to the channel. Right, in today's video I want to fit the suspension to this Nova GTE. So as you can see, I've got lots and lots of parts to fit. I've got new suspension arms, bushes, I've got new gas struts, got Wilwood brakes, lots and lots of things. So we're going to start, I think, with the struts. So this is what we've got. We've got brand new gas coilovers. Now I've been told these have been rated for the 2 litre 16 valve engine. We've also got these solid spherical strut tops. Now this combination should make a nice sporty ride, should be nice and solid, shouldn't allow for too much movement, but hopefully it will still drive pretty nicely as well. So I'm just going to explain what we've got basically. So we've got normal coilover, we've got a bump stop here, as you can see. Got the correct poundage spring apparently. Spring cup that fits on top of there, and then on top of that we've got a washer. And from what I can gather, it is then this, which is like the kind of a spacer what comes with this. Strut top and locking nut. Just like so. Now I don't have a 26mm socket, so I'm just using a spanner. Perfect. Right, I'm just going to wind it up a little bit. Right, now we can fit it. So I'm just going to stick the strut brace on. The whole thing clamps through it. Right. Straight away, they're a crap idea, the bolts will come with it. They're not really long enough. I think we're going to be better using studs and nuts, which is what it should have originally. Be easy to line up. Don't think they're long enough either. So I'm going to take it back out. Right, I've just put some bolts through from the other side. That should work nicely. So I'm going to slide it up. And as if by magic, I've already done this side. Now this is typical YouTube. Everything looks like it's going swimmingly, but in reality, nothing was going well at all. The parts may look new and shiny, but this is far from the truth. Everything was a nightmare, and this was the final straw that broke the camel's back. Can you see why? Right guys, so it's been a couple of days since I worked on this car, and the reason for that is I've been really busy, and I stopped working on the car the other day because it got to me, shall we say. Now, I'm normally pretty cool, calm and collective when it comes to working on motors. Don't normally bother me, I don't get upset about things too easily, just have patience. However, this car is testing my patience. So, obviously we're at the stage now, we're at the easy stage, so we're now fitting either brand new or refurbished parts. So everything should just bolt on, it should be really simple, no modifications required. However, that has not been the case. So what's happened? So basically, hubs, I've had somebody machine these, and basically these are Cavalier hubs machined so they're fitted to Nova bearings. And they've been machined a little bit too big. So what's happened is they've been pressed in and they've essentially imploded slightly, meaning the CV joint's really tight going in. When I say really tight, you basically need to press them on. So I've got this side in, but I'm not happy with it. I've kind of lost confidence in it. So we've had to buy some new ones. So we're waiting on brand new hubs to come. We've got some LMF ones, which I think are new old stock, so I don't think they sell them anymore. So that's one problem, hopefully solved once they come. Another major issue we've had is bottom arm. Right, so obviously slots in, bolts up through here. This is a reinforcement plate what's been welded on. However, whoever welded on has welded it on in the wrong place. So basically, these holes aren't quite in the centre, meaning you can't get a socket on to tighten the bolts up. You can't get a spanner in anyway because of where the hub is, etc. So literally, I can't do anything about tightening these up. Very frustrating. Another problem I've got is this powder coat. So someone's refurbished these, and the powder coat literally just peels off. It's not adhered whatsoever. And I've had this with powder coat before, but not to this extent. It's really disappointing. So it's such a nice car. I mean, I can't leave it like that. It's such a shame. So that's another problem. Also, the powder coat is too thick. So this bush here should go on here. However, it doesn't fit because it's just too thick. So I'm having to grind all this off. Once you grind it, this wants to peel off because it's just not adhered. So when I was working on this the other day, I came across these problems. I also had an issue with the Willwood calipers. We can't get any brake hoses for it at the minute, so we're waiting for the brake hoses. The standard Nova hoses don't fit, which I didn't know about. So just little things like that. It was just very frustrating. I had 2 hours on the car and I got probably 15-20 minutes worth of work done because everything I've done I've had to take apart again, really. So what we're going to do then? Well, we're not going to get this suspension wrapped up in this video, unfortunately. It's going to have to be continued because we're waiting for parts. But what I will do for now, I spoke to the owner of the car and all the powder coated bits I'm going to grind off. Well, I don't think it's going to take a lot because look, it's just peeling off. But this is all going to get removed and I'm going to paint these properly. They're obviously being blasted. The metal's really clean, so it'd be a shame not to use these. But I'm just going to paint them because the paint's going to stick. Yeah, it's not as hard wearing, but I mean, this is terrible. So I can't have it like that. It's too nice a car. So we'll do that. The bottom of this, I'm going to cut out so I can get access to the nuts. Nice and simple. On mine are only reinforced there anyway. I can't see it making a major difference, if anything. So that'll be good enough for that. So I'm going to clean all these bits off. Because again, everything's the same. All peels off. Hope you can see that. Just absolute nightmare. And then once everything's painted, we can let them dry, and then hopefully a couple of days we can start rebuilding it once the parts have come. So let's make a start and stripping all these off. So I start by taking out the poly bushes. These just pop out really easily. If they were standard OE bushes, it'd be a lot harder to remove them, but luckily they're not. I then scrape off the powder coat with a screwdriver the best I can. I cut the reinforcement plates down, and then I attack the rest of the parts with a flat disc on a grinder just to remove the rest of the powder coat. Once I'm happy with that, I sand it all with coarse sandpaper followed by fine sandpaper. I apply a couple of coats of X primer followed by a couple of coats of aerosol gloss black. Yes, this isn't as hard wearing as the powder coat, however it is going to be stuck, so in that sense it should last a lot longer. So guys, it's the end of the episode and we're pretty much back to where we started. Now I wasn't going to film this, but I thought, you know, this is good. This is the reality of modifying cars, and a lot of people don't see this side of things on YouTube. So yeah, this is what happens. Sometimes you can't expect things to go well and they don't, and sometimes you don't expect them to go well and they do. It's just one of them things. So please show your support by hitting the subscribe button and staying tuned for next week, where hopefully we'll get all this fitted up and then get the car rolling. So see you next week, guys. See you later. Bye bye.